Hello everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. Thank you for joining us today. If you're new to our channel, welcome. 60andMe is a group of women who are over 60, trying to make the most of this amazing time in their lives and to deal with all the different transitional issues that we have to face. Now, one of the things we talk about quite frequently here is health and well-being and staying healthy and strong. And we talk about exercise and yoga, Pilates, and all the things you can do to strengthen your body. But there's one thing we often forget, and that is our brain. Brain health is the topic for today, and it's a really fascinating conversation because, think about it. Your brain is part of your body, and everything you put into your body affects your health, the health of your brain. And it is such a critical piece of the puzzle of healthy living. And the article is by Max Snyder, who wrote this article in great detail, and I encourage you to read it. I'm going to just skim the topics at a high level. Really do highlight the importance of needing to consider and take care of our brain health. And for example, did you know that over the past 20 years, people have reduced the amount of hours of sleep they get from 8 hours to about 6.8 hours a night? And this is a really important, consideration for brain health. I'll talk about that more. Fast food consumption, nutrition is another one. But he talks about in this article, Max, about 5 different sort of pillars of brain health. And they are sleep, nutrition, cognitive training, exercise, physical activity, and stress management. Those are the 5 pillars of brain health. And they're kind of like, he describes them kind of like dominoes, like they're dominoes that when one falls, the others are going to fall in a row because they're dependent on each other. So for example, more sleep. Why we need is, at least 7-8 hours sleep every night. This is what our body actually needs. We haven't changed that much in the last 20 years, but our habits have changed. So we're getting a lot less sleep. And I'm actually pretty guilty of that too. I only get about 6 or so hours sleep a night, but this has made me rethink it. Another aspect of this is to wake up early in the morning and to enjoy the early morning sunshine. So the quality of sleep in general is very important. So the brain wakes up in the morning and increases the strength of the circadian rhythms at night. So it's basically a win-win. Like you get up early, you go to bed early, and then your body adapts and is stronger. Your brain is stronger. So not focusing on sleep though results in what? Overeating. Mental health suffers. Your cognitive capabilities suffer. You're less alert, you're less thoughtful, your memory is affected. And so just by one simple thing being adapted, your quality of sleep, you can then impact all the other pillars that we talked about earlier, like stress and nutrition and so on. So cognitive capacity is really, really important. And anything you can do to improve your sleep rhythms and your habits and your patterns is helpful for brain health. I'm not going to preach about it because I'm obviously one of the people that needs to take this more seriously. I need to get more sleep, but making sleep a priority, doing some of those things that we always talk about, like turning off your computers, turning off your phones, going to sleep, in a restful state, do some meditation. We've talked about this all before, but the quality of your sleep is really as important as the quantity of the sleep. The next thing is to exercise. Let's talk about exercise. Now, we all know that. We all know that Margaret doesn't like to exercise at the gym, right? But I do walk, and I exercise. I get lots of exercise with walking, and I love that, especially in the early morning. I really do love to get out into the air. I do my gratitude and action list, and I actually then, just get on with the rest of the day. But it's really much more complex than just saying get out in the open air and do some exercise. There's a whole biochemical reaction that takes place in your body that exercise enhances the blood flow to your brain, and that is all so important. And you think about, I'm going to get stronger muscles, or I'm going to be able to walk further, or my legs are going to be stronger, my back is straighter. But you don't remember that there's a head on the top of this, and this brain is actually this machine, controlling everything. It's so important that we consider getting the blood flow into the brain, treating it with respect, and exercising, not just for the body, but to benefit the brain as well. And that's the second domino. And if you don't get the good exercise, then you get more stress issues, you get more lack of sleep, your nutrition is probably going to suffer. It's all connected. Third thing is poor stress management. And this is honestly, we know this. I don't need to say this. It's one of the most concerning trends in the world today, not just in the United States or Canada, United Kingdom or Canada, anywhere. It's people are dealing with stress. And it's a stressful place. I mean, the world is stressful. I mean, I look back on my childhood and my growing up, my teenage years and young adult years, and there were things going on. I mean, remember the Vietnam War. Remember some of the horrible things that were going on all around the world. But I think because of the information overload that we get now, the immediacy of the information that we get, it's just so powerful, and it's stressful. I mean, the whole last 3 years has been COVID stress. I mean, there's been some benefits, I think, to it. There's lots of things that have come from it that I'm grateful for. But on the whole, we look at the situation in different countries now around the world, the situation of migration with people trying to find a better life, the situation in Ukraine, of course. And as I'm recording this message, I mean, I'm conscious that these recordings can be watched for years and years. And by the time you watch this again, it may be something completely different. But stress is part of our lives. So you've got to figure out ways to stop it from impacting your life and impacting your sleep disorder, impacting disorders, impacting your nutrition. If you're nervous and stressful, your body switches on that fight or flight mode. So you're constantly trying to cope with that panic, that anxiety, that fear that kind of takes you over sometimes, and you just cannot relax. So what do? You overeat. You sit around and watch movies or be sort of numbed by entertainment and don't get out and exercise. You just you don't walk in the fresh air to generate fresh activity in the brain. You don't eat good. I mentioned good food. So all the things that stress causes are related to these 5 pillars that the brain needs to be healthy and well. The next thing is socializing and brain training. Now this is. Okay, so when I said brain training earlier, the immediate you think about puzzles or doing, knitting or something that's repetitive behavior that's soothing, that's calming, or dancing. But dancing, by the way, is one of the most beneficial ways to do brain training because it involves your arms and your legs moving together or opposite, different patterns, and your brain has to kind of work it out. So doing things that, create adventures and experiences that make your brain have to think, like problem solve and deal with issues. Even going out with family and friends. I mean, your social engagements are the ones that stimulate those experiences that enable your brain to grow. So there's and it's all biochemical. I mean, I'm not a scientist or a doctor, so I can't really, I'm just reading some notes here that, that if you reduce the threat of anxiety by doing things, travel, experience, going somewhere, experiencing something new, it all helps your brain to be calmer, and then not do those other 4 things, like not exercise, not sleep properly, not eat the good food. You get the idea. It's very, very straightforward. So the 5th one is, your food, what you eat. Eat the rainbow. This is the advice that everybody gives us. Apple a day keeps the doctor away. Absolutely true. Really over-processed foods, I think, are creating a lot of challenges for people. The number of people now that are gluten intolerant and have other allergies and food concerns, sensitivities, it's really important to get that under control for your brain health. I've actually started recently moving more towards a plant-based diet, and I think a lot of people in our community are doing this in this intermittent fasting, which I'm not doing particularly in a structured way, but I am eating more plants, less dairy products, hardly any meat. I eat a little bit of chicken or fish, but I'm not religious about it. But I do try to look at my bowl of food, and I do eat in a big bowl now. To make sure that there's some colored vegetables, peppers and avocado and beetroot and just a plate of colors. And I don't know whether any of you are doing the same, but I'm actually loving it. So again, nutrition is one of the 5 pillars that affect the way that your body responds to the world of stress around you, and gives your brain that chance to be healthy and strong, and which is what we need. It helps us to live a long and happy and not just happy life or a long life, but healthy life. Okay, so which one of these 5 domino elements are you maybe the weakest in with regards to your brain health? Is it stress, nutrition? Is it exercise? Is it sleep? Or is it social engagement? Which one is the least active for you? Which one do you need to perhaps put some focus on? I can think actually of several, so I can't even choose one because it is all together. But anyway, I do hope that you found this useful. Go out and try to implement some changes in your life, and leave your comments below as to how you, feel about your brain health, whether you're doing things that are really helpful, and share with us what they are. Okay, everybody, thank you again for being here. Have a super day wherever you are in this amazing world, and know that you're respected and loved and cared for here, and that 60andMe is on your side on this journey. We're in it together. Take good care, everybody. Let's sleep later. Bye-bye.